So let's get started tonight with Ben in Grass Lake. He has a question about a deed. So his question is, what is the best way to get my ex-wife off a home that she was supposed to refinance several years back and get me off the deed? She exceeded the time allowed to do this. What can I do?
You know, that question seems to it's popping up more frequently. I think we've addressed this type of issue before.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing is you have to have a real estate attorney, because it's real estate. You have to see the divorce decree. Okay, that's the first thing we want to see, the divorce decree, and see what the judge had ordered. A lot of divorce attorneys are very good at getting people their divorce, but when it comes to dealing with the property issues, sometimes they are some people can be deficient, not all. So you can always go back to court, number one. The case is always under the jurisdiction, that divorce case will always be under the jurisdiction of that court, and you will have to file a motion to compel, or what we call a show cause motion, asking the in this case the ex-wife, to show the court why they should not be held in contempt of the court's order. Okay, so they have to show a reason why they're disobeying the court. Okay, and why the court shouldn't find them in contempt. So what you're doing, we would file a motion in that former family court or divorce court, and we would ask that the court compel the wife or ex-wife to get the refinance done. And if not, we would ask for what we call a partition of the property, if that's what they agreed to. So the only real legitimate recourse is to go back to court. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, Ben, that's not the most convenient answer, but
no. And
nope.
It sucks having to go back to court, right? Especially divorce court.
Now, just off the top of my head, is there anything preventative that spouses can do when they are getting a divorce to avoid something like this? Because like you brought up, this might be the third time, it's at least the second time we've had this specific question in just a matter of maybe like the last 2 months. Just time went on and the ex-spouse did not take care of what they were supposed to do in regard to the deed. So is there anything preventative that they can do within the first few months or maybe the first year to make sure that put a time? Obviously there was a timeline, so it exceeded the timeline, but was there any maybe diligence Ben should have done?
It's a really good question. One of the things that you have to consider, especially an attorney coming in after the divorce judgment's been entered, and this could be several years. I don't know what year. Did he say what year he got the divorce or no?
Just says several years.
Oh, okay. Even though, and I'm not a divorce attorney, and we see our own emotional issues related to money and assets and real estate and families fighting. So there might be children involved, and that's probably why at one point he didn't push her to, maybe she's living with the kids, and we can only speculate. So that's why he wasn't pushing her to do something about refinancing or anything like that, because she has children or their children are in the house. There could be a myriad of reasons why they didn't do anything. But now, I'll tell you, you said there's been 3 times. I think you're right about the 3 questions are similar. I'm going to tell you why. I think this is unto itself becoming an epidemic where people have been living with their significant other or their spouse during the past 90 days with the COVID virus, and usually disclaim that the past couple months related to the pandemic. And so now people are like, gosh, I really can't live with the individual. I can't live under the same roof, and I either want them out or I want out, or the other reason is, think about it, Blair, money.
Yes. Right? Yep.
There might be equity there, and he wants her, before he was okay because maybe he had a job. Who knows?
Right.
So there's a whole host of reasons.
so that our viewers know if they're watching this in the future, this is the time during the COVID-19 crisis. Um, at least here in Michigan, it's almost June of 2020, and so we've been going through this for a while, since at least mid-June here in Michigan. So for those of you who are watching way off in the future, you will remember when coronavirus put a
Yeah.
wrench in all sorts of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point, though. That's putting a monkey wrench in a lot of people's lives right now.
Yeah. You know what gets worse, Blair, is when the people are, I think we had this last week or 2 weeks ago, when the couple is not technically married
Ah,
and then they buy a property.
yeah.
You know, I know that we get quite a few of those calls these past couple, actually every year we get at least, you know,
Mm-hmm.
5 to 7 a month like that. Those are
Yep.
harder to unwind.
Yes. Yep. A little more gray areas there,
Right.
definitely.